Whether you adore them or despise them, every Formula One driver leaves a mark. Today, we're diving headfirst into the biggest characters to ever grace the grid, because in F1, your reputation can change as fast as your lap times. These are the most loved and hated drivers in F1 history.
That was mega!
Lando Norris, the golden boy of modern F1. To begin with a fan favourite, Lando Norris has become one of the most beloved figures in modern F1.
Pata! Minter! Pizza!
From the early days of his career, Norris has shown a strong mix of talent, charm, and personality. After joining McLaren in 2019 as a full-time driver, he quickly made an impression alongside teammate Carlos Sainz Jr. In just his second race, Norris earned a respectable sixth-place finish in Bahrain, proving he had what it took to compete at the top level. Off the track, Norris's wit and engaging personality helped him win over fans around the world. His ability to bring humour and light-heartedness to an otherwise intense sport made him stand out. Fans especially appreciated the chemistry between Norris and Sainz, dubbing the pair Carlando due to their entertaining dynamic both in and out of the car. Norris's popularity soared even more after he achieved his first podium finish during the Austrian Grand Prix in 2020. His last lap charge to secure a top 3 result remains one of the most exciting finishes in recent memory. Since then, Lando has consistently impressed with his performances, and with McLaren becoming a championship contending team again, fans are more excited than ever to see what he will achieve in the coming years. His emotional reaction after his first F1 win at the 2024 Miami Grand Prix showed just how much the sport means to him. It's not just his speed, but his gratitude and humility that continue to endear him to the F1 community. Now, before we dive deeper, if you're enjoying this look into Formula One's heroes and villains, do me a favour, hit that like button, subscribe for more wild F1 breakdowns, and drop a comment below. Who's at the top of your list, and who's the biggest loser? Nikita Mazepin, the ultimate Formula One villain. Now flip the coin, and you get Nikita Mazepin, a name synonymous with controversy and disdain in recent F1 memory. His arrival was nothing short of a powder keg waiting to explode. Mazepin's path to F1 was paved not just by talent, but by a hefty bank account. His father, Dmitry Mazepin, a Russian billionaire, dangled a multi-million-dollar sponsorship in front of the struggling Haas team, effectively buying Nikita's seat. This pay driver label stung fans, who watched more deserving drivers get sidelined because of financial muscle rather than merit. If that wasn't enough, Nikita's early public image was tarnished by a scandalous social media video where he behaved inappropriately toward a woman. The backlash was swift and unforgiving. Even a lukewarm apology couldn't stop the damage. He'd painted himself into a corner before turning a wheel on the track. And speaking of the track, Mazepin's performances left much to be desired. His debut race ended in a crash on the very first lap, not the kind of statement any rookie wants. Throughout the 2021 season, he struggled to match his teammate Mick Schumacher, and was involved in several on-track incidents. Ending 21st in the standings, despite only 20 drivers racing each weekend, was a brutal indicator of his struggles. The final nail in the coffin came when geopolitical realities caught up with motorsport. Following the outbreak of the Ukraine war, Haas swiftly severed ties with Mazepin and his father's company. For many fans, this was a long overdue exit, and his turbulent F1 career became a cautionary tale about talent versus money in the sport. Sebastian Vettel, the redemption king. Sebastian Vettel is a rare case of a driver who managed to turn public opinion around. Early in his career, Vettel was known for his aggressive style and perceived arrogance. His rise was meteoric. He became the youngest driver to win a race in 2008 and then the youngest world champion in 2010. He would go on to win 4 consecutive titles with Red Bull, dominating the early 2010s. However, his dominance and sometimes selfish driving led to growing resentment. One of the most infamous moments of his career occurred at the 2013 Malaysian Grand Prix. Vettel ignored team orders, known as Multi-21, and overtook his teammate Mark Webber to take the win. The move sparked outrage within Red Bull and among fans, with many viewing him as disrespectful and egotistical. It was later revealed that Vettel's legal team had sent a warning to Red Bull, arguing that the order breached his contract. Despite the controversy, Vettel began to redeem himself in the following years. After leaving Red Bull for Ferrari in 2015, he found himself no longer dominating the field. Ferrari couldn't match Mercedes' performance, and Vettel had to work hard just to stay competitive. Fans began to see a humbler side of him, someone who still raced with passion but handled setbacks with maturity. In 2017 and 2018, Vettel finished second in the championship, reigniting some hope that he might win a 5th title. But as Ferrari's performance declined, so did his results. He eventually moved to Aston Martin for the final stage of his career. While he didn't find much success there, Vettel became known for his activism, environmental efforts, and leadership. When he retired in 2022, fans and fellow drivers alike gave him a heartfelt send-off, showing how far he had come in terms of public perception. Lance Stroll, the pay driver debate. Lance Stroll's F1 journey has always been linked to the wealth and influence of his father, Lawrence Stroll. When Lance joined Williams in 2017, many questioned the decision, especially after reports emerged that his father had invested nearly $80 million to secure the seat. While Lance did manage a podium early in his career, many remained sceptical of his talent. His debut season had its ups and downs. He struggled initially with several race retirements, but eventually landed on the podium at the chaotic 2017 Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Despite this success, Stroll's performances were often inconsistent, and he gained a reputation as another pay driver. In 2018, his father led a group of investors to purchase the Force India team, which was rebranded as Racing Point. Unsurprisingly, Lance was given a seat at the new team. Despite access to improved resources, his performances continued to lag behind stronger drivers. While he secured another podium in 2020, criticism persisted. The 2023 season was especially tough for Stroll. His teammate Fernando Alonso had a stellar year and finished 4th in the standings, while Stroll barely made the top 10. Incidents like his collision with Daniel Ricciardo in China further damaged his reputation, especially when he tried to shift the blame. Ricciardo, typically composed, didn't hold back and made it clear how frustrated he was. Though some in the industry have defended Stroll, including Mercedes boss Toto Wolff, many fans believe he hasn't proven himself to be worthy of his seat. Unless his performances improve dramatically, it's likely that few will mourn his eventual departure from the sport. Daniel Ricciardo, the people's champion. On the opposite end of the spectrum lies Daniel Ricciardo, one of the most universally loved drivers in F1 history. Known for his infectious smile, laid-back personality, and fearless driving style, Ricciardo brought a unique energy to the sport. He made his debut in 2011 and eventually earned a spot at Red Bull, where he claimed his first win in Canada in 2014. Ricciardo's appeal goes beyond his on-track success. He's known for iconic celebrations like the Shoey, where he drinks champagne from his racing boot on the podium. a tradition he's shared with other drivers, including Lewis Hamilton. Fans loved how Ricciardo could be both fun-loving and fiercely competitive, a combination that made him immensely popular. Nicknamed the Honey Badger, Ricciardo embraced a driving style that was aggressive but calculated. His daring overtakes and late-braking manoeuvres became trademarks of his racing identity. He often said he'd rather try and fail than not try at all, a mindset that resonated with fans who admired his fearlessness. After a stint with Renault that didn't meet expectations, Ricciardo joined McLaren and secured a surprise win at the 2021 Italian Grand Prix, showcasing moments of brilliance and reminding everyone of his immense talent. 2024 saw a bittersweet return for Daniel, where he replaced Nyck de Vries at AlphaTauri and retained his seat for their new campaign as RB, but was ultimately replaced by Liam Lawson after the Singapore Grand Prix. Ricciardo achieved 8 race wins, 3 pole positions and 32 podiums in Formula One. Even though his retirement means the end of an era, we'll always remember how great the Honey Badger was in his Red Bull prime. Formula One isn't just a race, it's a spectacle of personalities, tempers, and legacies. Over the decades, drivers have become legends, not only through victories, but also through how fans perceive them. Some earn global love, while others endure endless criticism. Few sports boast a fan base as passionate and vocal as F1, and these are just a few examples of how drastically a driver's reputation can shift. Whether it's through perseverance and humility, or controversy and entitlement, drivers shape their legacies both on and off the track. Some fall from grace, while others rise to legendary status, and fans never forget those journeys.